Nobody sits you down and explains what healthy love looks like. You learn it from the people around you, from the way you were held or not held, from the way your feelings were received or dismissed, from the way you were seen or made to feel invisible. And if what you received wasn't love, not really, you carry that with you into every relationship you ever have. Not because you choose to, because it's all you know. In the next few minutes, you're going to discover the 7 specific behaviors that people who were never loved correctly develop, why they develop them, and what it actually takes to break free from them. Stay until the end, because the last one is the most important, and almost nobody talks about it. Welcome to MindFrame Lab, where we decode human behavior. The way we are loved, or not loved, in childhood creates a blueprint, a set of unconscious beliefs about what we deserve, what relationships feel like, and what we need to do to be worthy of connection. These blueprints don't announce themselves. They show up in patterns, in the choices we make, in the way we respond to intimacy, conflict, and care. And recognizing them is the first step to changing them. Number 1, they apologize for everything. When love came with conditions, when you had to be good enough, quiet enough, successful enough to receive warmth, you learned that your natural state was a problem, that who you were, without effort, wasn't quite enough. The result is a chronic need to apologize for your emotions, for your needs, for taking up space, for existing in a way that might inconvenience someone else. It becomes so automatic that you stop noticing you're doing it. Number 2, they find it almost impossible to ask for help. In homes where needs were dismissed, ignored, or met with irritation, children learn a devastating lesson. Needing things is dangerous. Asking makes you vulnerable. Vulnerability leads to rejection or disappointment. So they become fiercely self-sufficient. They handle everything alone. They struggle in silence. And when someone offers help, they feel uncomfortable, almost suspicious, because love without strings attached doesn't match their blueprint. Number 3, they over-explain and over-justify themselves. If you grew up in an environment where your perspective was regularly dismissed or challenged, where you had to defend your feelings, prove your experiences, justify your reactions, you develop a habit of preemptive explanation. Before anyone even questions you, you've already provided a full case for why you did what you did, why you feel what you feel, why your position is valid, because somewhere deep in your nervous system, you learned that your inner world needed a lawyer. Number 4, they mistake intensity for love. When love was inconsistent, warm one moment, cold or absent the next, the nervous system learns to associate love with uncertainty, with longing, with the relief of reconnection after distance. So in adult relationships, calm and consistent love can feel flat, boring, even suspicious. Intensity, the push and pull, the highs and lows, the electric anxiety of not knowing where you stand, feels like love because it matches the pattern that was wired in. This is one of the most painful legacies of not being loved correctly. It makes you vulnerable to exactly the kinds of relationships that will repeat the damage. Number 5, they shrink themselves to keep the peace. They learn early that their full self, their opinions, their emotions, their needs, is too much. That making themselves smaller keeps conflict at bay. That being agreeable keeps love available. So they become experts at reading rooms, at sensing what others need and providing it, at disappearing the parts of themselves that seem inconvenient, until one day they look in the mirror and realize they don't quite know who they are anymore. Number 6, they have a deep fear of abandonment, even in stable relationships. When early love was unreliable, the nervous system goes on permanent alert for signs that love is being withdrawn. A delayed text becomes a signal of rejection. A partner's quiet mood becomes evidence that something is wrong. A small conflict feels like the beginning of the end. This hypervigilance is exhausting for them and for the people who love them. And it often creates the very outcome it fears because the constant need for reassurance can push people away. And number 7, the one almost nobody talks about. They struggle to believe they deserve good things, not just love. Good things in general, stability, success, kindness from strangers, opportunities that come easily. When good things happen, there is a quiet inner voice that says, "This won't last. I don't deserve this. Something is going to go wrong." And sometimes, unconsciously, They make sure it does. They self-sabotage relationships when they get too good. They pull back from opportunities when they get too close to success. They create the instability that feels familiar because stability, strangely, feels more threatening than chaos. Psychologists call this a negative core belief, and it is perhaps the most pervasive and most damaging legacy of not being loved the way you deserved to be loved. Here is what you need to hear. The love you didn't receive was not a verdict on your worth. It was a failure of the people who were supposed to provide it. Children do not earn love. They deserve it simply by existing. And if you didn't receive it, that is their failure, not yours. But the work of unlearning these patterns is yours to do, not because it's fair, because it's necessary, and because you deserve a life that doesn't keep repeating the one you were given. At the beginning of this video, I said that if what you received wasn't love, not really. You carry it into every relationship you ever have. But carrying something is not the same as being defined by it. The patterns we've decoded today, the apologizing, the self-sufficiency, the intensity addiction, the shrinking, the fear, the self-sabotage, are not character flaws. They are adaptations. They were survival strategies that made sense once, and they can be unlearned. It starts with recognition, and you just took that step. If this video describes someone you know or someone you are, share it. It might be exactly what they need to hear. Subscribe to MindFrame Lab. We decode human behavior every week. See you in the next one.